shows exploring a new location aren't new. I remember BBC documentaries spending hours exploring the Peak District, the Scottish Highlands, or Sea Dog VA's back garden, since really that's all Wales is. I'm just kidding, they now also have axe throwing. Japan is no exception to this. In fact, it's intertwined into the culture, with low-budget, local interviewing, street walking shows ubiquitous there. I even saw it when I was on holiday there when I put on the TV, with shows ranging from interviewing foreigners arriving at Japan with "Why did you come to Japan?" exploring historical and geographical features of Japanese neighborhoods of Bura Tomori, as well as focusing on single neighborhoods in each episode, showing local shops, history, and interviewing locals with Ad Street Paradise. I'm pretty sure also this is the show I saw. This also extends to YouTube, with arguably the most famous YouTuber in this space, the English-speaking audience being known as Abroad in Japan, whose book I couldn't avoid in Waterstones, so I have my own copy to prove it. See, here, my hand? Well, there we go. Hello, I am real. Anyway, Chris showcases areas, food, culture, and just so much more about Japan, and the general love that he and countless others have for the nation. This anime season sparked this idea thanks to 3 anime series: Zetsutabi, That's the Journey, Mono, and Food for the Soul. Each encourages you to explore beyond your hometown, experience sights, sounds, history, meet locals, and more importantly, to try local food and drink. In short, travel. It doesn't have to be far. It's just got to be enough to get you a little bit out of your comfort zone, out of that same methodical rhythm, just feeling something new. Each of these 3 shows, at its core, is vastly different in its ways that it approaches travel. Zetsutabi is almost like watching a documentary about a young manga artist named Chika, finding her place in the world and discovering her love for travel, starting in her home nation of Japan. That night bus you see her getting on, that's a very real thing that you can see here on YouTube. That picturesque island, you can go onto Google Maps, find it, and then go and visit it yourself, just as she does. She starts to feel very nervous about the idea of travel, just like everybody does who takes a trip anywhere new, but she grows comfortable in sharing the experience and on embarking on new adventures. Mono explores a regional part of Japan, whereas Zetsutabi explores the entire country. Mono narrows its focus on the Gifu, Fuki, Ishikawa, and Tomoya prefectures, seeing the sights, the sounds, and the mountains. The tone is also very different. It's several high school girls, a manga artist acting as their guardian, with her YouTubing biker best friend. Sometimes it's visiting local shops and frankly eating to gouge oneself, whereas other times it's seeing sites that are bigger attractions and take your breath away. But like Zetsutabi, if you see something that you would love to see for yourself, you absolutely can. Mono wants its viewers to fall in love with the dynamics of the group, who all lean into relatable traits, but that traveling and exploring is sometimes more about who you travel with and the stories that you have to tell after, rather than the destination. Food for the Soul takes place in Hajijoji at what I believe to be the Tokyo Junshin University. Rather than traveling vast distances, we see them exploring the local area, visiting the prefecture fully, and discovering more about the neighborhood and the local food places. Hence, the name of the show. But in some aspects, being a tourist at home, they do happen to go away and do some traveling. Part of the travel, or part of the experience, or traveling, is exploring food, trying out countless cuisines and sharing memories and moments. Each of these shows allow us to explore more about our own real world without needing to leave the comfort of our own homes. While this isn't a new phenomenon, anime like Yuru Camp has a similar air about it. To go into the unknown and to see something very real. But also, looking more broadly, these anime do so much more than just market Japan. Anime like 5 centimeters per second, Bocchi the Rock, and even JJK showcase iconic locations fans now visit in real world. Social media platforms with people documenting their anime location visits. And there are even manga that explore the idea of visiting and traveling around Japan, such as Ikiben Hitoro Tapi, or Not Love, but Delicious Food Make Me So Happy. Both leaning a little bit more into the food aspect, but still the idea of exploration and travel. But this is also just part of the tip of the iceberg. The 2017 Netflix show Kentaro the Sweet Tooth Salaryman has the salaryman Kentaro on his breaks or between client meetings taking time for himself and visiting very real places in and around Japan, to which you can still visit to this very same day. I'm not sure about all of them, but there are some you absolutely can. And there's even a fan resource that I've linked in the description that you can use to build up an inventory list. Zetsumeshi Road, meanwhile, uniquely highlights the human element of food and travel, emphasizing the enjoyment of meals that might soon disappear, and underscoring the transient nature of the local dining experience. Now, none of any of this essay is new, but having a medium of anime that, frankly, it just speaks to me far more than watching countless shows of random celebrities, critics, or even chefs whom I don't know nor connect with a lot of the time, as they all walk around making lukewarm thoughts and observations on the place. At the same time, in aspects, it's real and raw. But give me anime girls any day of the week, baby! Traveling in each of these shows exposes this real experience, that leaving your comfort zone and being forced in several ways to react to things not going as planned, meeting strangers whom might even become your friends, and the tales you'll tell. These shows strangely also remind me of Ludwig and Michael Reeves' experience on going, quote, tip to tip across Japan. The stories that they had and the difficulties they overcame, and in fact, the way that they traveled across Japan was their very own way. Not even the one that you would plan to do. A very raw and natural way of going far before technology changed so much. Traveling isn't something you just do casually. Well, you can, but adventures become memorable typically when you set out with an idea or with companions ready to embrace a new experience and to create some lasting memories. All right. The main video's over, but if you're interested in exploring Japan, I highly recommend giving these shows a watch. Zetsutabbi, that's the journey. While not every episode has helped expand my Google Maps pins, I have so many now places I want to visit. Mono has countless picturesque places that honestly make photographers who love landscape just take them to these places. They'll absolutely love you. Or if you're just someone that loves landscapes and nature, this is the show for you. And Food for the Soul, it also reinforces more than anything, whenever you go to a place, try stuff. You might not like it. You don't have to like it, but it's not going to be poison. And you know who I'm talking to right now. Yes, you. Try some food. There are countless places online offering free advice on location. Watching Abroad in Japan videos can really serve as a great starting point for then you to dive into more ideas on a location. Chris has really been to most places at this point, so you can dive into more in-depth idea once he gives you an idea. And this doesn't just go for Japan. Really do give it a Google. Just do some research and you will be blown away with the love and passion from people online about nations that they have visited to or now that they live in. If there's anything you'll get from this video, it's just try traveling. I've done it, and the fact is I haven't actually done it recently, but this whole video and this season's anime has really made me miss it. Honestly, I am very close to potentially booking some flights. So if I go away for a month on YouTube, you probably know what's happening unless I've been really busy. Anyway, with that all said, Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon.